Super is a keyword associated with the superclass mechanism to access the methods and constructors of the superclass. We have to use the keyword that is the super. Which are the different uses of the super? First is that the subclass can call constructor of the super class, means the child class can call the base class or the super class constructor. How to call it? Simply write the super keyword, then specify the parameter list. Okay, this is the mechanism of using the super key. Next, suppose there is a method like super. This can be compulsory first statement execute inside the subclass constructor. Means, for example, you are using or creating the class like class A. Then you are writing class B that extending the class A. So there should be a method that is known as a super. Means first line of the subclass is nothing but the super method did to call the base class constructor. Then parameters which are needed by the constructor are specified by this parameter list specified here. Now, these are the different mechanisms associated with the super keyword to call the constructor or methods of the subclass. But how to use the superclass or super keyword to access the superclass members? That is, another beauty of the super is act like this. Means in the derived class or any class constructor, we are using like x equals to this dot a or this dot b. Means we are passing the members to the base class members. So this is the supplementary keyword for this mechanism. How it will be used? It always refers to the superclass of the subclass in the subclass in which it is used. For example, how to access the members? Write the keyword super, then write a dot, then specify the member name and then semicolon. So the above super form is applicable to situation only member names of superclass hides the members by the same name in the superclass. For example, class A is having the same names and suppose class B which is extending the class A also having the same name x and y. So x and y are of the which class? To identify it, you have to write the super dot x. Means super dot x indicating the base class x and y and simple x indicating the derived class x and y. So this is the mechanism behind the super class concepts. Now we will see another mechanism of the inheritance and interfaces, and that is nothing but the overriding of the methods. Now, it is sometimes also called as a runtime polymorphism. Using the inheritance mechanism, the methods defined in the parent class is inherited by its child class and used by the objects created by the child class. Means, for example, A is a class, B is a class. A is inherited by B and it is having the method ABC, so it is also used by the object of the B. Method inheritance allows using the methods repeatedly in derived classes without having to define the method again. Okay, means ABC with its own definition can directly used with the help of a inheritance mechanism in B. Sometimes we may want an object to respond to the same method but have different behavior when the method is called. For example, there is a one method known as ABC, but it is only accepting a one variable in. But we have to use the same method in another class, but it will respond with another mechanism. Means, for example, there is a same class method name that is ABC, but it will respond like it will accept ABC three numbers. Means names are same but mechanisms are different. And we know that this is the known as the function overloading. But when it is used with the classes in the derived mechanism, it is known as a overriding. So it is known as a method overriding. When a method is called on an object, the Java compiler first searches for that method in the class of that object. If the method is not found there, then the compiler searches for the method in the superclasses until it is found. Now, here this topic is important from the hierarchy mechanism, and that is, for example, A is a class, B is a class, C is a class, and D is a class. All are having the method name ABC, ABC, and ABC. Okay. A is derived by B, B is derived by C, and C is derived by D. In this, all are having the same name but having the different parameters and different mechanisms. You all know that when inheritance mechanism is there, the last class object is created. Means class D's object is created, that is for example D. So it will call D.abc, D.abc 4 times D.abc. But how it will search? First of all, it will try to map this with the child class, then super child, then another super child, and then another with the base class. Means it starts from bottom to search that method. It will get the method according to its parameter list. So it is nothing but this overall mechanism is nothing but the dynamic method dispatch. Upcasting means when parent class refers variable, means references the variable that refers or points to the child class object. And it is nothing but the runtime polymorphism in which we call processor at the time of a run rather than the compile time. When runtime is occurred, then that method mapping was done. So this is the mechanism of overriding the methods. Now we will take one example and try to solve this with the help of a method override. Now, to demonstrate it, we first create a class parent 1. In this class, we will take one variable that is known as a integer type x. Then it will create constructor of it, that is parent 1, and it will accept a variable that is integer type a. This will only map this user specified variable to the class variable. And how it will accomplish? This will accomplish like this dot x equals to a. Means a's value accepted from user will be put down in the x with this mechanism. Now, here we will write one method, that is print method. And this method will only print the value of a variable, that is system.out.println, and we will write here the message like print x, and that will be x. Now we will create another class, and that class is nothing but the child class. Okay, how to create this child class? We will create the class child, and it will extends the parent class. Okay, now here we also write the variable that is the integer 1. We will create one constructor. Now what does this constructor actually does? It will simply accept this variable also again in this and its own variable also. But how to accomplish it? We will write two separate variables for both. Means one for parent class number and second for child class number. Now we all know that for accepting the methods constructors of the parent class, we have to use the keyword super. Now we have to specify the variable name. Now here we are using it b for the a variable. So it is a super b, means automatically this number is carried here. Now we will take this child class variable like this dot y equals to c. Now again we will write the same method, that is void print, but it is having same name, but we will specify, for example, parent x equals to x, and we will again repeat the statement for the child number, that is system dot out dot println child 1 equals to plus 1. Now these are the two classes, one is parent, another is a child, and both are having the same method, that is the print. First was containing only this part and second is containing these two parts. Now we will write a separate class, or we can write it in a same class, the main method, but we will take one another class, that is class override test. Okay, here we will only create the main method, that is the public static void main in bracket string is now, which is the actual bottom class, that is the child class. So we will create the object of it, that is the child type d equals to new child. But here carefully see what I am writing, that is in the first class there was only one variable, in the second class there is a one variable of a parent and another variable for the child. Now we are creating the object of this class, so we will accept two numbers, for example that is a 20, 21. One is referring to the parent class number and second is the child class number, and we will simply call the print method. Okay, now which values are printed here? It will call directly the first child class method, that is the method written in the child class. It was printing the two values x and y, so this method is called. If there was no any method in that class, then it will shift to the parent class method. So this is the actual mechanism behind method overriding in a Java program. Thank you so much.